All right, what's up, everybody? A little late night live. We just finished up a Whatnot show probably about an hour and a half ago. I think we ended it around 9 o'clock. Was chilling for a little bit, just relaxing after the live. I like to decompress after the live because being in front and being like high energy and all that stuff kind of takes a little bit out of you. So after the show, I like to just chill out for a little bit, relax, watch some things on my phone, things like that, and just kind of chill out. And then after that, I come back and start shipping. Usually I do this off camera, but one of the posts I put out yesterday, a lot of people were asking me about how Whatnot shipping works, how you ship, settings, all that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd just hop on live. I'm probably not going to ship all the orders on live, but I'll hop on live and ship some of the easy ones with you guys and show you guys exactly how Whatnot shipping works. I'll try to show as much as I possibly can. What's up, Juliet? What's up, Lily? I'll try to show as much as I possibly can without giving the buyer's address and stuff away. So it's going to be kind of hard because I can't, this isn't like a video I can edit. This is all live. So I'll try to show you like what the screen looks like, and I'll try to generate the labels. I'll kind of swap back and forth between this view and the screen so that way I can grab the orders and not show the person's address. And then I can generate the label, print it out, and then you guys can see all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do. So this is a good live to like ask your shipping questions. You can ask about eBay, Poshmark, Whatnot. It doesn't matter. Or you can just ask in general questions if you have any. But again, yesterday I put out that post, and the number one thing I saw from most people was, hey, how does Whatnot shipping work? I can't figure it out. I can't figure out how it works. It's very confusing. And to me, it's very, very easy. So I was like, okay, I'll start putting out some videos. So some of them are going to be live videos. Some of them are going to be on like YouTube full tutorial videos, things like that. But the live videos are much easier to just hop on live and just start talking about shipping and all that stuff. So tonight's show was really good. I'll show you guys my main screen. I don't think I'm giving away any information here. I'm just showing the screen. So give me a second. This is what my screen looks like when I'm on the shipping hub. It basically just tells me my new buyers will always say new next to the buyer's name. Let me pull you guys over really quick so I can read chat too. New buyers will be right here. So we have Trip, we have Drea, and we have Mo down at the bottom. Everybody else was a return buyer. So you can see lots of return buyers, especially on our clear out shows, because a lot of them are resellers. They're there to buy some stuff to resell. So we're cool with that. And then it tells me how much their purchase price was and how many pieces they have in their order. Then if I clicked on this order, which I'm not going to do, I'd be able to see, you guys would be able to see all their shipping information over here, and then what items are in each and every order. Again, I'm not going to try not to show any of that while I'm shipping because I don't want to show buyers' addresses and things like that. But I will show as much as I can. So the first item we're going to ship is actually really, really easy. It's this one right here. It's the giveaway. I know this is the giveaway because obviously we don't have a buy call, or we don't have a sale price in that because it's a giveaway. If you guys didn't know, on Whatnot we do little $10 gift card giveaways. We do bigger giveaways too, and you don't have any cost in those. It's not like you pay for these. All you're doing is entering for the giveaways. You literally just press a button, you enter, and then if you win, you get this shipped to your door. So with this, all I have to do is just hit generate label. I'm probably going to do this off screen because I don't remember if this is going to show their address, but all I have to do is hit generate label, and then Whatnot's going to generate a ground advantage label for me, and then all I do is I just put this in a poly bag and I ship it out. Super easy to do. So I'm going to do that off screen just so I keep the buyer's information safe. Hit generate. They're generating the label for me right now. It's going to open up a different window for me, and then all I'm going to do is just print out the label. I don't print out the sheet that goes on the inside, the packing slip. I never do that with any of my orders. To be honest, I don't think anybody actually looks at those. Most of our items are random pulls like today's show, so even if I put them in, you wouldn't really know what you bought because it just says random pull on there. It's not like all individualized pieces. So if you guys ever want to know what you bought from us, you just go look at your receipt on Whatnot, and you can look at the video receipt and you'll be able to see exactly what you bought. So this is just going to go right into a poly bag. Whatnot gave me a ground advantage label, so that means I have to use my own packing supplies, which this gift card is just going to slide right in. You could use an envelope too. We just don't have any envelopes on hand, so we usually just throw them right into an envelope like this. And there it is right there. Fold it over and then take my label, stick it on the outside. We're good to go. That's how easy shipping is on Whatnot. As long as you have the proper weights in there, you don't really have to change anything. And I throw that behind me, and now we're good to go. So next, I'm going to do all the singular ones first because I think those will be the easiest to do. I wish I could show the screen to show you guys what I'm looking at. I don't want to give away buyers' addresses if they don't want to. How do I do this without showing the screen? There's no way to do it. I have to show the screen to show their address. Anyways, what I'm doing basically is I'm clicking on this. Clicking on this. When I click on this, it'll tell me over here what the item is that I'm supposed to be pulling. In this case, the item says random pull number 71. So I know random pull number 71. Every time we run a random pull, it's set up as random pull with a quantity of 100. Every time we run one on Whatnot, it just increases the quantity. So it says random pull number 1, random pull number 2, random pull number 3. It'll keep doing that in sequence all the way until we end the show or we run out of quantity. This one says random pull number 71. So what I'm going to do is come over here. I'm going to grab number 71, which is this one right here. As you can see, it says 71. And we're just going to ship this out. Easy peasy. How can I get signed up to be able to purchase on your shows? I can give you a link right here. Hold on. This link will give you $15 credit for free. Absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. Literally just have to sign up with a new account. What's up, Blended? Let me get the link for you really quick. I do have a seller code too. If anybody wants a seller code, that get you a little, it gives you $150 extra credit. They basically match $150 in sales if you want that. But I just put the Whatnot affiliate code in the chat. If you click on that, you can sign up either on your phone or on the computer, and Whatnot gives you $15 credit for free. So like a little affiliate link that they give me. All right, so this Faraday shirt sold. It sold for a whopping $23. That's a really good deal for a brand new Tag Faraday shirt. If you guys know, we sell these pre-owned for $23. So really, really good sale or really good purchase by that person right there. I'm going to throw that on there, and then we're just going to fold this up. You can just throw this right into a poly bag. We like to throw these into a clear bag first, like we do with most of our items. Let me grab some really quick. This is just an extra step, but it does, the buyers do like it. I mean, when you buy from us, I think most people would like their stuff to be a little bit extra protected when it's out there in shipment. So we're just going to take this. I'm not going to do like a really good fold. It's just going to be a simple square fold. Slide it in the bag just like this. And then that one is good to go. And because this is under 1 pound, this has to go ground advantage as well. So that's just going to slide right into a bag just like this. Super easy. That's why when most people say like they can't figure out Whatnot shipping, I'm like, it's so easy. It's so easy. Just set up your weights beforehand. You can always overestimate on your weights. As soon as you're done with your shipping, you just hit generate label. Whatnot's going to open a separate tab with your label information, and then you're just going to print out your label, slap it on the outside, and that's ready to go. And then once it's done, it will tell you on the page which one you've done. So as you can see, I skipped the first one because I had 2 items. I'm only going to do the singular items probably on this live because they're really easy to do. And then I might do this double order so I can show you priority shipping. But yeah, just adds the information. The label information's right here. If I needed to click on the label to see it, I could click on it there, and it just shows me what the buyer paid, and that item is ready to be shipped, which means it's ready for the post office to pick up at my front door. I'll throw that down on the ground or in a bucket. I just don't have a bucket in here. And then we'll ship the next order. So again, if you guys have any questions, I'm just going to keep showing you guys what sold tonight. Feel free to hang out and watch. If you have any questions about shipping, feel free to ask that too. We're going to ship out the next 2 items, which are, someone has a Dymo printer. I do have a Dymo. I have a Dymo 4XL. 73 and 72 sold to the same buyer. So 73, 72, 2 really good flannels. These are both brand new at Tag, men's North Face flannels. Or this one's a women's, sorry. This is a women's Carhartt, and this is a men's North Face flannel. We sold both of those to the same buyer. With these, they're a little bit thicker, so I'm going to try to fit these in a clear bag, but I don't really know if they're both going to fit because they are a little bit thicker. So we're just going to take this, slide this off, And I'm going to rack all my hangers behind me because I'm going to use these hangers to hang up all the Polo Ralph Lauren for tomorrow's show. If I can get this off, I don't want to rip the tag on the inside. I'm trying to be careful. All right, so that one, I'm just going to fold up nice and neat. This one, yeah, probably not going to be able to fit this in a clear bag. Maybe I will. Yeah, I'll be able to fit it. That's why we use the bigger clear bags for pieces like this that are thicker. You can kind of scooch them in there. And then both of these are pretty heavy. So we did adjust the weights during the show to 1 to 2 pounds on the heavier pieces and then 8 to 11 on the lighter pieces. Have you sold on District? I have my own District platform, actually. I've sold on District. I like District, but the only issue with District is they don't have Android yet. They still don't have Android. Same with Jamble. Jamble wants me to sell. They message me like once a month, like, hey, are you ever going to come back and do a show there? Because we had a super successful show on Jamble. We had 200, almost 250 people on our first Jamble show. Like we had probably the biggest Jamble show they've ever had on their platform. And my only complaint with Jamble is my prices were too low because you guys don't have Android on your platform. There's 50% of the US buyer base uses Android phones. So if I can't bring those people onto my show, I automatically lose 50% of my buyers. Same thing with District. District has the ability, though, you can buy on the computer. Jamble doesn't have that, but still, that's a big issue. You need to be able to sell to everybody at all times. And why they haven't come out with a Android app yet, I have no clue. But yeah, I have my own platform on District. I don't use it anymore. I did for a while. Did my live thrifts there. I'll say this: when I did my live thrifts on Jamble, I had almost no sales every time not on Jamble, on District. I had almost no sales. The first live thrift that I did on Whatnot, I sold almost $1,000 worth of stuff in the thrift store. So you can clearly see there's way more buyers on Whatnot than there is on Jamble. That's my biggest with District. Sorry, I keep saying Jamble because I keep mixing them all up. So not having the app is a huge issue. Yeah, and both platforms, both Jamble and District, were supposed to be working on bringing it on. Last time I talked to both of them, like a serious talk, was probably 6 months ago. It was before Christmas time, and both of them said they're working on it, and they still don't have it. So Whatnot is king for live selling. I do think eBay is going to be a competitor at some point or another. eBay will be a competitor, but at this point they're not a competitor yet because they haven't got their act together either. I'll be right back. Just hang out for a second. I got to grab some more Priority Mail shoe boxes because I thought I had some next to me, but I don't. So hang out 1 second. Chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. All right, got the shoe boxes. It's like my number one go-to box when I ship on Whatnot because they're so versatile. So these are main boxes I use on Whatnot. Again, they're just super good, especially for shipping jackets and thicker clothing items. If you get like multiple items in one order, these boxes do the trick. So you can order these for free on USPS.com. I actually just ordered a bunch of these right before this live. So I'm going to take both of these and just drop them in there. Because they're in the plastic wrap, they're highly protected. You don't have to worry about this person getting mad about these getting damaged. And then on Whatnot, any Priority Mail packaging, or any Priority Mail label, you can use any Priority Mail regular rate packaging. So you can use these. You can use the big, large Priority Mail boxes. You can use the flat boxes if you want. You can also use envelopes too. I'm going to use those in a little bit, but any free Priority Mail packaging you can use. So I didn't pay for this box. I got it for free. Slap my label on right there on the front, and and that order shipped. Easy peasy. Sold for years. eBay, always wrapped in tissue paper. A nice touch. Dollar store. Yeah. We don't do tissue paper. We just do the clear bags. These right here. We get these in bulk on Amazon, and they have a little suffocation warning thing on the front. So a lot of people use these for like Amazon. If you're selling on Amazon, they require a suffocation warning thing on the outside. So we just use these. But yeah, tissue paper works fine too. It does the same thing. It just protects them a little bit in shipment. Tissue paper adds like the little girly touch to it too. So if you're selling on Poshmark, I know a lot of Posh bosses use that. Those Diptych guys have brought some decent traction to their site as a buyer in Progressive. Yeah, they're really smart. So they're using 3 heads to bring in buyers into their platform. If you don't know how District works, by the way, every sale on the platform is split between District and the owners of the platform. So I'm sure those 3 guys have a deal worked out where they split their profits 3 ways. Every item that's sold on the platform is split. It's 10% fees, 5% goes to the District, and 5% goes to the owners of the platform. And the owners of the platform can move those fees in whichever way they want. They can increase those fees higher, or they can drop them lower. I don't know what their fees currently are, but it's smart because basically you run your own platform, you bring your own buyers onto your platform, and then you're basically like eBay. You're basically taking a cut of every single sale on the platform, whether it's a live sale or a stagnant sale. All of it is split. So those guys, every single sale they get, I'm assuming their fees are like the listed platform, the one that I owned, is 5% fees. So they get 5% of every single sale on the platform. So let's say 100 items sell that day. They make 5% of 100 items that sold, and then they just split it 3 ways. And I know some of those guys have their split off platforms. So they have their own specific platform for like cards or for like wholesale, things like that. So they make a full commission on those platforms too. It's a smart platform. I liked it. I like their idea. I just wish they would get Android. Like, I just don't understand like why you would build that platform and not have Android hooked up to it. Doesn't make any sense. Number 57. Number 57. Let me see. I put this out of order. 57's on the bottom. There it is. Number 57 is a pair of jeans. These just sold for $10. These are a pair of Lucky brand new attack jeans. This is all like inventory that had been sitting for a little bit for me, or stuff that had been laying around that we just decided to wholesale and get rid of on Whatnot. This is our last like big clear out show. We're probably not going to do any more of these for a little bit because we're cleared out enough to where we can bring in some pallets. But we're going to fold these up nice and neat. We're going to slide these into a bag and throw these into one of the Priority Mail bags. Okay, I thought I lost my chat there for a second. Priority Mail bags. All we have to do with this is I'm just going to generate the label. This was sent to 1 to 2 pounds, so this is going to go right into one of these bags. We're just going to slide it in, tape it down, and throw the labels on the outside. Are you on Messenger? Sent a message. I'll check it. I don't really check I'm really bad about checking my Instagram and Facebook messages. To be honest, I just get too many per day to even like look at them. And a lot of them, if I did answer them, they're all like super duper basic questions. So after a while, I just got flooded with basic questions. I stopped answering, but I will check after this live, Charlene. I'll look for your message. Usually I just wait for somebody like you to hop on and be like, hey, look at my message. I sent you one, and I'll look at it. Like I get so many people like every day, like, hey, where do you buy your merchandise at? Like thrift stores. I have videos on thrift stores. Hey, how do you ship a pair of shoes? Like it's all like basic questions that I would spend all day like answering just basic questions. And I used to do that in past where I used to answer all the DMs I got, but I realized that once you answer one DM, you have opened yourself up to that person just literally flood you with every question they could possibly have. And I just stopped answering DMs. Like I'd answer one question and be like, all right, can you help me with this? 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 And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't have all day to answer, but I will check yours. I'll check yours after. That's the one reason why I don't really answer DMs too often. 62 and 56. 62 and 56. 56. And 62. 62 and 56. These are both going to the same buyer. Same make money in the long term for sure, especially as they already have an audience. Yep. Yeah, it's smart. I like the idea of the platform. I just don't use it anymore Will I use it in the future? Maybe. I might use it in the future, but for right now, it just doesn't make any sense for me. I'll go. Good evening. Are you? Yeah, I don't know what you mean, Carolyn. Watching live on Facebook looks fuzzy. Hold on, am I on the right Wi-Fi? Hold on, I'm about to change it. It's gonna look a little different for a second, and then you'll see me come back on. Give me a second. Let me know if that works. Let me know if you guys can see me. Let me know if you guys can see me now. I was on my Wi-Fi booster. I don't know why it's been doing that lately. It's been pushing me off my regular Wi-Fi and put me on a Wi-Fi booster. It's really annoying. But yeah, you should see me now. If you see me, give me a thumbs up. Hang on, I gotta tell my kids to hush too. They're being loud. Hey, hush. 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 Come up. They're gonna wake the babies. They're gonna wake the babies and the mommy. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I was on my Wi-Fi booster, so that's why. It shouldn't be blurry anymore. It should be nice and good. The background should be blurry though. I got the background blurred behind me, so. Somebody asked, Hutch said, hey, is a Polo Ralph Lauren real? Yes, it would be against terms of service to sell anything that's fake. So yes, it is 100% legit. All Polo Ralph Lauren we're gonna have on tomorrow's show is real. The stuff that I actually sold tonight came from outlets, so I know it's real. Came from outlets, but yes, it's all legit. It would be against terms of service to sell fake Polo Ralph Lauren. Also, it would make no sense for somebody like me to hop on live and sell my followers a bunch of fake Polo Ralph Lauren, just to have you guys be mad at me that I'm selling you fake Polo Ralph Lauren when you guys found out it was fake. It would literally make no sense at all. So yes, all the Polo Ralph Lauren is legit. From the last show and from this show, everything's legit. I don't sell anything that's a fake. That wouldn't make any sense as both an influencer and as business, because I would literally get booted off Whatnot. So yeah, wouldn't make any sense. So yes, it is all legit. I can show you guys some of the pieces we got coming for tomorrow. They're actually really good. They're the same thing. They came from a wholesale dealer. This one's a different person, not the first person I dealt with, but this one is a different person. And this stuff all has the slashes through the retail tags, because they don't want people returning them. They don't want people buying from me and returning to the stores. But it's all new with tags. I think there's only like one or two pieces that don't have tags on. Got my Depop account suspended due to selling night lights. Can't sell anything but clothing on Depop. Can't sell anything but clothing on Depop. I was referring to a question. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, and I just explained it the same way I explained it to you. Like, I get it. There's a lot of bad eggs out there. Let's just say that. I mean, there's one that specifically just got banned on Whatnot. That's all over the place. Everybody knows their name. There's a lot of bad eggs out there. We try to run our business to where we're good eggs, and we don't make any of those mistakes. All right, this is the flat box that I use very, very often. You get these free from USPS.com. These are perfect for like heavier items, but they're like light, like jeans and stuff, like pants. These end up being super skinny, so you just slap them right on in there. The one thing I'll say about these boxes though is they have adhesive on them. This adhesive sucks. Like, you have to tape these boxes down. So any 3X, 4X polos tomorrow night, I think we do have big and tall sizes. I really haven't looked at like the specific sizes, but we got a very good variety on sizes. We got everything from smalls all the way up to like 3X, 4X. I just don't know how many of each. Sold 2 used ones, 1 retail arbitrage, on book locally, 1 person today. Nice. Let's go. Polo Ralph Lauren, my favorite brand to sell. All right, this one we're just gonna throw right into this box. It's set up for 4 pounds. That's exactly, this should weigh less than 4 pounds because it's 2 like 1 pound, 5 ounce items. And then we're just going to print out our label. We slap the label right on the front of the box right here, and it's ready to be shipped. Easy peasy. Whatnot shipping is so easy. That should be resold on Facebook locally. Nice. Was the palette you're selling tomorrow? No. So somebody reached out to me. I think they saw both my palette video, and they saw both my bail videos. They saw both of those videos, and then they reached out. They said, "Hey, basically, I'll tell you how the conversation went, because you'll never find who this person is anyway." They were like, "Hey, I have a ability to get a bunch of wholesale product, and I love selling them on." He basically told me, like, go look at his eBay store. So I went and looked at his eBay store. He's like, "I got a bunch of Polo Ralph Lauren I'd like to send you. It's all brand new with tags. Lots of kids, lots of men's." He's like, "Look at my eBay store." So I looked at his eBay store. Usually this leads to somebody that has like 15 listings of Polo Ralph Lauren, and I'm like, oh, that's not much. And this person had a ton, an absolute ton of Polo Ralph Lauren listed on their eBay. So I was like, legit, because I know it's real, because you can't sell fakes on eBay. You get pulled down almost immediately for Polo Ralph Lauren. So I was like, cool. I talked to this guy, took an hour conversation late at night. It was like 12:30 at night. Talked to them about their whole deal and how they get their stuff. Super legit operation. And basically he's like, "Hey, I'd love to be able to buy heavy, but I have no way of listing this stuff. I don't have a Whatnot audience. I can't sell this stuff super fast, but I can get all the stuff you could ever want. So if we work together and we work out a business deal where it makes sense for both of us, I will just continuously send you stuff and you just auction it off. Basically the prices he gets, I can't lose. We can't lose. So we're splitting cost 50-50. We're splitting profits 50-50 for now, and we might work out a separate deal later on. That's more lucrative for me, less lucrative for him, but he just continuously sends me inventory. But yeah, so that's how this all led. Just a couple videos. They watched a couple of my videos. They were like, "Hey, this guy can sell stuff super fast. Let's go." And I think that's going to happen more and more often for people on Whatnot, because a lot of these bigger brands, a lot of these bigger wholesalers would love to just offload the wholesale to one person, have them sell it really fast, and then have more stuff sent to them the next week, because there's so much stuff in circulation right now. It's ridiculous. I'm learning a lot about it. Over the last couple weeks, I learned quite a bit about wholesale and all that stuff. So I'm learning more as we go. Have you ever had someone go Karen mode over a faded tag on 3 Wrangler Pearl snaps, but each shirt had measurements in the picture? Not that exact situation, no Flexity, but I have had people, like, I'll say there's flaws on the item and they'll get it in and they'll say like, "Hey, these were worse than I thought. You didn't take proper photos." I've also had people say like, "You said the color was navy blue and this is an iron blue." And I'm like, "What's the difference?" And they're like, "Oh, that's a specific blue and I thought this was a navy blue. You told me the wrong blue. I'm going to leave you a bad feedback, and then you got to take the return." So yeah, there's a bunch of weird customers out there, but for the most part, you're going to have good customers. That's my experience. So you just got to deal with them. You'd usually just take the return and move on. But yeah, that sucks. The Wranglers, especially if they're vintage Wranglers, the person should probably know that they're going to be a little faded. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. You get weird customers every now and then. Number 53 is the next order. It's a singular order going to Miguel. Shout out Miguel. He's always supporting. I pass on most any Ralph Lauren because it doesn't move for me. So we talked about this. Me and Surfs talked about this. LJR, I'm almost certain that your photos are the reason why your Ralph Laurens aren't selling. If you look at my photos of my Ralph Laurens, I'll show you some in just a minute. The reason mine are selling is because my photos are very, very, very good. Surfs will tell you himself, and Surfs doesn't give me much compliments. But that's why my Ralph Laurens sell. You have to separate yourself from the crowd. Ralph Lauren's an oversaturated brand. The market's oversaturated, and if you just put up a basic Ralph Lauren photo of a shirt just sitting on the ground and doesn't look super fancy, you're not going to sell Ralph Lauren. That's the simple fact. But I'll show you some in just a minute. Hold on. We'll go into my eBay once I print out this label. We only have 23 more orders to ship. This is going to be an easy shipping night. Priority mail, 3. Boom. Yeah, platform and presentation, 100% facts. But I'll show you how my Ralph Lauren shirts, I'll show you how many I've sold. And so you guys can see I'm not I'm not fooling you guys. And I know a lot of people think that my Ralph Lauren shirts only sell because I have an audience. Trust me, there's hardly anybody that's watching these videos that are buying from our eBay store and not buying from our Whatnot. You can buy the same Ralph Lauren shirts on our Whatnot shows for anywhere between $10 to $15 usually is what they go for, unless there's something really special. Or you can go to my eBay store and pay $22.99 plus ship. Like they'd rather just buy from us on Whatnot. So nobody's coming to my eBay store. But let's go to sold really quick. Hold on, I gotta tell my kids to be quiet again. Hey, be quiet or go to bed. You're being too loud. Enough. Enough. If mommy comes out, you're gonna be in big trouble. You're gonna lose both your iPads tomorrow. You think it's funny? Okay. Let mommy come out here. Those kids. Every night at night, they love to be super loud when their mother's sleeping, and then she comes out here and she gets very, very mad. She's in the middle of dreaming, and they want to be super loud out in the living room. All right, I'll show you guys what I am looking at. This is my total. You can see I searched Ralph in my store. These are my total sales of Ralph Lauren. 163 total sales in the last 90 days of just Ralph Lauren shirts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a couple of these listings and show you guys exactly why they're selling. Because I get that comment all the time. I'm gonna pick out a couple like good ones with good photos. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna open up a couple of these so you guys can kind of get an idea of why these are selling. Even basic ones, just basic Ralph Lauren shirts. All right, here's a basic one. Ralph Lauren, basic Ralph Lauren shirt. Nothing too crazy about this one, but that's my cover photo. It's the whole reason why this person came in and bought this is strictly because of the cover photo. I literally just listed this shirt like a couple days ago, and it sold for full asking price of $22.99 plus ship. This is my cover photo. That's the whole reason this shirt sold for that price. If you're doing cover photos like this, more people are doing these type of cover photos, so that's going to lead to less sales. Less people are doing this. Super close-up photos, and then you got your back photo, you got your tag photo. Just really nice looking photos. Now let's go to another one. Here's another one right here. Cover photo. Separates me out from the crowd. Really nice. Close-up. Has the Indian Madras. You can see the Ralph Lauren poking through right there. Can't really show the whole label because the button's all the way up. But really nice. And then we just take full front, full back, cover photos, all that good stuff. This one sold for, I think, $29.99 was a full price sale. That separates me out from the crowd, though. It doesn't make me look like every other Ralph Lauren. It looks professional. That's why that sold. And then you have your basic Ralph Lauren again. Another one that sold for $22.99 plus ship. I don't think I sold the purple one. Okay. But yeah, basic Ralph Lauren. The only thing I wish mom's the one who takes these photos. She needs to back out a little bit more because I want to make sure the pony is in this front photo. But even with the pony not in the front photo, it still looks really nice. That's my full front, full back cover photo. This one even had a small spot that we disclosed, and it still sold for $22.99 plus ship. We did put it in the description that it did have a stain on it. But yeah, super nice photo. That's what separates us out from the crowd. Even on these plain looking ones, as long as you take a good cover photo, your item will stick out and you will get more sales on your basic Ralph Lauren pieces. If you are just throwing your item on the ground and taking a really crappy looking photo, not to be mean or anything, but if you're taking a not so great looking photo, you're not going to bring in that clientele that wants to pay a little bit more to know they're getting a really good piece. So yeah, and those people will come to my store and see, oh, this guy, they can look up Ralph Lauren in my solds and see that I sold 163 of these in the last 90 days. And like, oh, people are really happy with their Ralph Lauren. Look at the rating this guy has. Look how many Ralph Lauren shirts he sold. I'm going to buy my Ralph Lauren from this guy. And I literally have people coming back week after week, month after month, buying more Ralph Lauren shirts. It's a staple bread and butter brand that people wear all the time, either to work or just casually. So you will consistently get sales as long as those people come back and you get those repeat customers. But that's what separates me out. That's simply it. It's just good cover photos that separate me out. Next item we're shipping is number 47. Some Lululemon leggings going out the door. Number 47. These only sold for $8.10. So Lulu was okay a couple months ago. It was doing well for us on Whatnot. It kind of fell off. I think it's because there's a lot of people selling Lululemon on Whatnot, brand new with tag condition. So it kind of hurts you as a seller to try to sell against those people if you're selling pre-owned, because they're giving out really good deals. I mean, people are buying Lululemon for 20 to 30 bucks on Whatnot, brand new with tags. So when you're selling pre-owned, you should only expect to get around 8 to 10. This one's just going to go into a bag just like this, and it's going to go ground advantage. Appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. I know it's kind of like a chill night. Most of you guys are probably working in the background. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. It's a good time to ask about Whatnot shipping questions, because I get those questions all the time. Or if you just want to ask reselling questions, that's cool too. Do you have any other Whatnot listed or just auctions? That's a good question, because I actually got some offers. So let's do that really quick. Let's look at some of the offers I got. I think it's under inventory and offers. No, I swear I had offers on during the show. I saw 2 offers come through during the show. I guess I don't. But this is where you can look at your offers. It'll be right here. Maybe the person retracted their offer, but I swear that I had 2 offers here. Maybe they bought the items. Hold on. Did they just buy the items outright? Shipments. Marketplace. No, they didn't buy it. I swear I got 2 offers emails during my show, but maybe they retracted their offers. But anyways, I do have some stagnant listings just on Whatnot, just there so people can buy. And I brought these over with Vendu. So if you're interested in using Vendu, I do have a discount code. But all this stuff was brought over from my eBay store. And basically what I do is, you can see these titles. I put my SKU number in the front. So that way if somebody during the show was like, hey, I want to see number 4558, I need to see that before I buy it, then I can go run out to the inventory and grab it. And then also when the item sells, it's super easy to grab from my inventory. So I just put my inventory number right in the front, and then the rest is all the title that's on eBay, Poshmark, all those other platforms. But yeah, I use Vendu. I bring those listings over, and I do make sales. This week I think I sold 2 or 3 items on the Whatnot just marketplace without even being live or anything like that. I used to bring a lot to the shows. I haven't done that in a little bit. I need to get back to doing that, but I also need a cross list this week. So I wish Nifty had it, so that way it would automatically pull down sold items. Do you have to accept the offer during the live? No, it wasn't sent to me during the live via the live. It was sent to me It was sent to me via the marketplace, because I didn't have any of my listings on the actual live itself. Didn't have any of them on, so it couldn't have been during the live. Number 41. Number 41 is a pair of FootJoy golf shorts. These sold for $9. These did have a little, we call them ball marks on the front, just from when people like rub their golf balls off on the front of the shorts. These had a little small mark, so they didn't sell for full value, but still sold decently well. $9 for FootJoy golf shorts. I probably paid literally $5 for these at a thrift store, so I'm still making a profit. But again, this is more of a clear out show. It's not about making a disgusting amount of profit. It's just about clearing some stuff out, making some room, and then giving out some good steals and deals. So we still made money on these. We just didn't make a ton. Didn't make a ton of money. These are going to go into a ground advantage poly bag as well. Just slide that in, ship it out. Came across Ralph Lauren with Celebrity on the tag. Have you seen that tag before? No. It's a tier of Polo Golf. Celebrity. No, I've never seen that before. Celebrity Polo Golf. Is it like a higher end line? Never seen that before. Never ever. All right, we got a double item order. It's going to be number 65 and number 39. 65 and 39. I think 65 is up here. Yep, 65 and 39 is right here. So these two sold together. We got a Bad Birdie, brand new with tag Bad Birdie golf sleeveless polo, and then we got brand new with tag. That is a women's pair of Free People pants. How long do you keep items in your inventory before you reduce them and blow them out? It's a good question. I don't really have a time frame. It's not like every 90 days I say, okay, everything has to go. The only reason we're doing clear out shows right now is because we have opportunities with the gentleman I talked about earlier, where they're going to start sending us a bunch of brand new with tag inventory. So we need to have space to be able to take it in this house before we move. So, which we should be moving here pretty soon. But We want to make some room. Also, because we're moving, we want to have less stuff to be able to move, because it just makes moving a little easier. So that's why we're clearing out right now. But to be honest, I don't run eBay sales. I only run eBay sales like once a year, and it's around Christmas time, like right after Christmas and right before Christmas. Otherwise, I just keep everything listed. I'm manifesting selling 50 items on my live tonight. Let's go. Hey, you can do it. I always tell everybody, if we can do it, you can do it. Just don't get down on your first show. If you do a live and you only sell 5 items instead of 50, keep pushing. Don't give up, because that's where most people, they'll give up after their first like really bad live, and they'll be like, Whatnot's not for me. I had one bad live. I'm never gonna make it. I'm gonna give up. I see K-Way sell 377 items in a live. I'll never be that guy, and I'll never be like ZK selling 400 items in a live. And trust me, if you keep at it, you will be able to do that. But if you just give up after one bad show, you'll never make it. Just like I always say, I always talk about going to the gym. If you go to the gym and you lift weights for the first time and you're like, hey, I'm going to lift 50 pounds today on both dumbbells. I'm going to put 50 pounds on both. I'm going to do a bench press of 100, and you put that bench press up and you try to lift it up and you're only able to put up, you try to lift it up and it falls on your chest and you get stuck and somebody's got to come over and help you and you get embarrassed. And then you're like, I'm never going to the gym again. Then you're always going to be like me with a little bit of extra weight on your belly. You just got to keep at it. Drop the weights, drop the expectations of your shows, and then keep at it. Sell 5 items. If you do a show and you sell 5 items, appreciate you, LGR. If you do a show and you sell 5 items in an hour, that's more than you probably sold on eBay in the last hour before that. I can almost guarantee that, because I'm not even selling 5 items an hour on eBay. So just think, if you did a Whatnot show for 24 hours, you typically sell 8 items an hour or 8 items a day on eBay, and you sell 5 items an hour on Whatnot, you still outsold eBay by far. You just didn't sell everything. Not everything you put up sold. But also, when people are going through your eBay store, not everything that they're looking at in your eBay store is selling too. It's not like you're always getting sales no matter what, if they always look at your items. So how long are your Whatnot shows on average? It depends on the Whatnot show. Like tonight's show was around an hour. It was like probably like a little less than an hour. But it was only 70 items. Tomorrow night's show is probably going to be like 2.5 to 3 hours, because it's one of our bigger shows. If it's just a normal 70 item show, it's usually around an hour to an hour and a half. If it's over 100 to like 200, it's usually around 2 hours. It also depends on what kind of auctions we're doing. Like, what's up, Hope? The other night when we did our $10,000 show, we were selling an item every, I think it came out to 3 items every minute is what we were selling on that show. That's how we were able to sell 373 items. But we were also doing a lot of 10-second and 5-second sudden death, where we don't really do that on all shows. So is there a better time of day to do a live? I would say most people go live around 8 p.m. Eastern, because that's when most people are shopping. You get the 5 o'clock people over in California that are just getting off work that are ready to shop. And then you get the people over on the East Coast, it's 8 o'clock. And then if you run a show for 2-3 hours, those people in California, it's now 8 o'clock for them. Over here, it's 11 o'clock for the East Coast people. So yeah, that's like a sweet spot. But I also see a lot of success with people that do shows in the beginning in the morning. Like when people are getting ready to go for work, they fire up a Whatnot show and like, hey, I need a dress for next week. Let me go on this person's show and buy a dress right now before I go to work. So I see a lot of people with success in the morning shows. Also with the morning shows, you have a lot of people buying from overseas too. So you get a lot of those transactions, because for them, it's late at night for them when it's first thing in the morning for you. So it just depends on your audience. I would say play around with the times. Do an early morning show, see if you have more success than a late night show. If you have more success at late night, then do more late night shows. But don't give up on the early morning shows either, because you might be able to make both of those work, which is good. It would be really nice to be able to do an early morning show at like 11 o'clock, knock that out, have the same success we have at 8 o'clock, and then we have the whole day to pack the orders and get ready for the next show. I'd love to do a show in the beginning of the day rather than the end of the day. We just have most success at the end. Next up is number 33. This was a pair of Peter Millar shorts. We had these listed for a while. These would probably have sold if we kept hold of them, because these are swim trunks, and we picked these up like last season, and they kind of sat during Christmas season, not selling. Obviously, shorts, these don't sell very well Christmas time because it's too cold outside for people to wear swim trunks. But these still sold for 27 bucks, so I'll take that. I think we got these from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. We probably paid like 15 to 20 bucks for these, so we still made a profit on them. But if I would have held out on them, I probably could have made like 50 or 60 bucks. But we cleared it out, got it out of the inventory. Somebody who bought these are going to be able to sell it for double what they paid. They'll make a little bit of money, and then they'll be back for another show. Just bookmark a show for more. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to run brand new with tag Polo Ralph Lauren. Then we're going to run brand new with tag Bad Birdie. And then we're going to run a bunch of randomness brand new with tags at the end. And we'll play it by ear. If we look like we can do another $10,000 show, I'll do another $10,000 show tomorrow. If, the crowd starts to die after the Bad Birdies, we'll run a couple more items, and then we'll, be like, all right, we'll run the iPad. We're going to give away an iPad tomorrow, too. We'll run the iPad giveaway. But we'll just play it by ear. Watching Julie Becker's seller support shows on Whatnot. I don't know who Julie Becker is. I'll have to check it out. Great educator like you. I'll have to check out Julie Becker. Doesn't ring a bell. I don't know all the Whatnot people yet, so I'll have to look her up and see what she sells. Let's do this one right here. 51 and 32. 51 and 32. These should be easy to pack up. Got a Eileen Fisher, and I think these are Beyond Yoga leggings. My daughter's newer seller. Since I'm retired, I have the time to watch you, service, and others learn from your experience. I try to watch most of your videos for info. I do enjoy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Debbie, you're awesome. Debbie, you're always commenting on all my videos. You're always leaving like really nice things like what you just left. I appreciate you. You're always super nice to us. Graphic tees. Okay, I'll check it out. How long did it take you to get a Premier Wings on Whatnot? We just got them. We would have got them Christmas time, but I didn't realize with Whatnot, the reason why we put pictures that say random pulls now is because to be able to be accepted into Premier status, you have to put a photo of something on each one of your listings, no matter what it is. It could be a photo of your foot. It just has to be something on there, and Whatnot qualifies that as I forget what they call it. It's like I don't know what it's called. It's called a quality listing. That's what it's called. So yeah, that's why we would have got it last Christmas, because we did just Christmas alone that season. We did over 50,000 in sales just that small season. But we didn't do any photos because I didn't know about it. It was like kind of a new thing. So that's why we just started doing photos. And yeah, so we definitely will keep it for next season too, as long as all of our analytics are good. You have to take care of your customers too. You got to answer responses within a certain period of time. And then you got to sell 50,000 worth of product. We've already hit the 50,000 goal again. We're already there. So it's going to be pretty easy for us, especially if we get pallets in and things like that. So we should be good. It's just all about customer service now, getting good ratings, and not having a bunch of people reach out and say they got bad product from us. And so far, so good. We haven't had really any complaints. I always say that if you ever get something like, there was a couple people that bought North Face jackets from the bale, and like one person, they said the zipper broke on them, so they reached out to us. They said, hey, I got this in, and like I tried to zip it up and the zipper was broken, and I messaged them back. I said, hey, I'll give you a full refund for a coupon code, and just thanks for reaching out. Here's your coupon code. I gave them a little extra for the inconvenience, but yeah, we always take care of you guys. If there's ever an issue, we'll always take care of it. We're not going to be like, oh no, we're not going to give a refund, or we're not going to give a coupon code. We can't give refunds on Whatnot, but that's all controlled by Whatnot. But what we can do is we can give you coupon codes for your full amount, and then the next time you purchase from us, it's basically like a free purchase. So that's usually what we do. What's up, Full Tilt? You're the reason I started serious selling. It's fun. Appreciate you, Joanne. I get a lot of comments like that. I love those comments. I love them. Amanda, every time I raid her show, she's always tells everybody, she's like, thanks K-Way. K-Way is the reason why I got into reselling. And it's cool to see like somebody doing so well on Whatnot, and the whole reason they got into selling is because they watched some of my videos. So it's cool. I like it. And in between all the negative comments I get, there's plenty of super positive ones, and usually it's during these lives, like I get all the positive ones. The negative people love to be negative when they can't see you, and they just leave a negative comment. But most of the people that watch our lives are super, super positive. How many helpers do we have? We have one. Obviously, me and Kayla are two, but we have Mom, my mother-in-law. She works with us. She does our eBay drafts and eBay photos. She takes care of all that for us. But as far as like shipping, things like that, like Whatnot orders, we take care of all that ourselves. Mom, unfortunately, we're going to lose her when we move because where we're moving, it's too far for her to travel every day to come to work, which sucks. But then we'll go back to doing everything ourselves, which probably means most of the stuff we find is probably just going to go on Whatnot. It's a lot easier for us to just throw it on a rack and sell it. We buy something for $5, even if it would sell for $25 on eBay. If we can sell it for $15 on Whatnot without doing all that extra work, that's probably what we're going to do. So you're going to see a lot of our finds from thrift stores and stuff just go right on Whatnot. We'll still list on eBay because it makes sense to keep that going, but we just don't have the time to focus on eBay and load Whatnot shows and take care of the kiddos. When we move to, Joey's going to get out of daycare because the daycare he goes to right now is going to be too far away. So we're going to have that on top of us too. So you guys are going to see a lot of the stuff we find just go right to Whatnot, and you guys will have it for a deal. We'll probably do a lot of like clear out shows like we're doing right now, except it'll be a norm. Like we'll just be like, oh, Wednesday nights our shows, we're just going to throw up everything that we found at the thrift store this week, except for this, and this, because we're going to list those on eBay. But the rest of the stuff all goes to Whatnot. That's basically what we're going to probably do. Try to get more followers so I can go live. Any tips growing your channel, growing your social media channel? Doing things like this. Just hop on live and show people what you do. Most people that are watching this just want to see the insides of the business. That's all they want to see. They can connect with you in the videos, but people want to see that this whole operation is legit. So the fact that there's 46 people on all platforms watching me right now, and they actually see me putting in the work besides just putting out the videos saying, or putting out the post that says I sold $78,000 worth of stuff on Whatnot. They want to see do this too. Like you're actually shipping, you're teaching people how to ship, things like that. So that's what I would say. Live is probably the best, especially if you want to get into Whatnot. You should be live already, getting your nerves and everything off. Like when I press live right now, I don't feel anything. I just go live. But when I first started, I was really nervous to hit that live button. So just let people into your business. Show them what you're doing. Pop on the camera on Facebook or YouTube. Go live, talk to your audience. It'll start with only 2 or 3 people in there, kind of like what it does with Whatnot. And you'll build that into 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people. At the peak of my live was actually on TikTok. I'm banned on TikTok Live right now, although I'm still trying to get that unbanned. But I used to have like around 100 to 120 people every single night watching me take photos out in the garage on TikTok Live. So that easily calmed my nerves. That's why when I go live on Whatnot and I have 100 to 150 people in there, it doesn't really affect me because I've already been there, I've already done it. So if you want to grow socials, videos, live videos, posts, and post frequently, consistently. Don't just post a video today and then wait 2 months to post your next video. Post a video every other day or post a video twice a week. Do whatever you can, but post as often as you possibly can. That's my suggestion. All right, we'll do a couple more orders and then I'll probably head off. We got 37 and 27. 37 and 27. These are both good dress shirts. We got an Untuck It men's size extra large, and then we got a Johnny O men's shirt. 2 good, really good brands. You guys see us sell them all the time. We just brand these on Whatnot. Kids are very sweet. I know how much she does with the kids. Tend to. My daughter has 4 kiddos and is constantly busy, so I understand. It's not easy to manage the business and be successful. You guys are hardworking people, hardworking couple. Appreciate you. Yes, it is. It is hard. Just like on this live, I already had to go, be a little loud with my kiddos who were being loud out there. So yeah, I'll say this: if I didn't have kids, I would probably be live probably 3 to 4 hours a day every single day. I just can't do it because I have kids and we got responsibilities and all that stuff. But also, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't be in the position I am today because I wouldn't be doing this, working as hard probably. I'd still be hanging out with my friends, partying on the weekends. I wouldn't be focused every weekend and every minute of the day. So it does help to have kids because they put you in the right mindset to work hard your whole life. So yeah, they're both the bother and the motivation at the same time in everything we do. I think that's for most parents. When you have your first kiddo, it kind of changes your perspective on life when you hold that little being in your hand and you say, all right, I got to protect this thing which means I got to provide for this thing. So that's why we do what we do. And that's probably why you do what you do as parents. That's why you go to work every day. You go work for that boss you hate every single day because you got to bring home that paycheck. Got to make those sacrifices. All right, this is a going priority mail. Because these are two little light t-shirt or light dress shirts, those go in a little priority mail bag. Again, the government adhesive on the back of these suck. So I would always suggest put a little tape on the back just to make sure it seals well, because you don't want this stuff flying out in shipment. It's a big no-no. Also, number one thing I order for my business is tape. I'm always running out of tape. Always. I already used a whole pack. Just in the last week, I used a whole 6-pack of these rolls of tape. And people always make fun of me for using this. I have used this same tape dispenser probably since 2018. The same exact plastic tape dispenser. I have a whole tape gun next to me on my desk, like the whole little pull-out tape gun. Always use these. So let me know in the chat. Do you use these, or do you use like an actual tape gun when you're shipping out orders? I've always used this. So best part of your life facts. Kiddos. Kiddos are the best. They're the best, and they're also the biggest pains in my life. 30 and 23. Oops. 30 and 23. We got a men's Ralph Lauren shirt, and then we also have a pair of jeans. Making fun of you for that tape dispenser. I use it every day of my life. Do you have to convince Kayla in the beginning, or was she on board? I had to convince her, Jack. That's a good question. I've talked about this on previous like podcasts I've been on. I've also talked about this when I've done like that live with surfs. So a lot of people have the same issue where their partner is not on board. They just don't care about the business. They don't see the future of it. You're watching all these videos and you're seeing all these people have success. You're like, hey, I see K-Way do it. He's live at 11:30 at night and he's shipping his orders. He's doing it. I see Chris at Peak. He's shipping his orders on live. Like, these guys are legit. And then your spouse is like, these guys aren't legit. They're trying to sell you a course. And then you're like, they don't even have a course. And they're like, they're trying to sell you something. They have to. And you look at it, you understand, like, we're not trying to sell you anything. We're just literally showing you how to do it. And your partner's just not on board. What I would suggest is don't get on your partner's case. Don't be like, you need to listen to me. This is going to work. You know what you do? You just keep your head down. You spend the night with your partner until 8:30 or 9 o'clock when they start dozing off, and you're like, all right, honey, I'm gonna go list some items on eBay. Give her a kiss on the forehead. Go work on your eBay listings until 11:30 at night. Wake up the next morning, pack your orders. Second thing I would suggest is download the eBay app on their phone. Just download it, sign in, and don't do anything else, and let the cha-chings do the talking for you. Because when you first start, you're gonna hear cha-ching once a day. Then 6 months from now, you're going to hear 10 cha-chings a day. And then 2 years from now, you're going to hear 20 cha-chings a day. And if they're not on board by 2 years and they're hearing 20 cha-chings a day, then they're probably never going to be on board, and that's okay. But the cha-chings do the talking for you. When they see the money come in, when you're paying for extra vacations, you're like, hey, honey, this whole thing was paid for by eBay, by the way. And they're like, really? You paid for it by eBay? You're like, yeah, if you didn't realize, the business account has $15,000 in it. And I was able to take $2,000 from that business account. We were able to go on a little vacation paid for by eBay. That starts talking to them a little bit too. So there's different ways to do it. My number one thing would be just don't get on their case about it. Don't yell at them. Don't get upset if they don't understand it, because unfortunately in this world, there's a lot of people that don't understand business, and they don't understand that their boss is doing exactly what we are doing right now. They're just paying you to do all the little work behind the scenes. So yeah, it's okay for them not to understand. You just gotta work with them for a little bit. They'll eventually come around. Kayla came around when she wanted to quit her full-time job and do this part-time, or do this full-time. She wanted to quit her job. I said, hey, if you quit your job, you just gotta list on eBay. And she was like, bet, that's what I'll do. And now she does this full-time with me, but she hated it at first. So that was a good question. How often do you source shop? We usually source thrift stores 2 to 3 times a week. We usually source for like 2 to 3 hours until we have to pick up our kids. Love your organization skills and how you use the custom SKU I've watched a lot of your YouTube videos, and now I'm using your steps. Appreciate you, Cassandra. Let's go. More YouTube videos on the way. Next week I'm going to film a couple of them because I've been slacking on YouTube because we've just been super busy. Brett Peak is just trying to get your gal's number. What the hell are you talking about? Yes, that's how I can convince my guy. Yep, just put the cha-chings on their phone. They can't deny the cha-chings. So when you work at USPS, were you aware of eBay's based on items? When you worked for USPS, were you aware of eBay based on the items you would pick up at people's mailboxes? Are USPS workers aware of resellers? Why don't they jump into it? So I think I got your question down. I was picking up people's packages at their front door. They would have, stacks of packages at their front door. But as a postal employee, we don't go up to everybody and be like, hey, what do you do online? Sometimes people will come out and be like, hey, these packages are for my business, and maybe we'll get into a conversation. But for the most part, I didn't have any eBay sellers on any of my routes. I had a person that would basically wholesale stuff to Ireland. So they actually had a house, and then down the street they had another house specifically for their business. And they would buy products here in America and then wholesale them off to people in Ireland. That was their whole business. So it got my wheels turning when I heard about this kind of stuff, but it never really connected with eBay. And why wouldn't postal workers do it? Because postal workers, just like most mainstream America, like the comfortability of having a full-time job and not have to rely on eBay and rely on thrift stores and stuff like that to supply them with their income. Unfortunately, that's the better way because you create your own hours, you're your own boss, all that stuff. But yeah, that's why most of them don't connect. Most of them are happy with hating their job but getting a paycheck and having a pension at the end of their career. That's all they care about. They don't care about being happy. If you go into the post office, you ever work at the post office, anybody in this chat worked at the post office, you understand 90% of the people that work there hate their jobs. They hate their life. They complain all the time. They're just negative people because they work at the post office and they hate their job, and it's negative environment, but they'll still do it every single day because they're in that mindset of I got to be here every single day to work every single day because I have to work for that pension in 50 years. So I'm going to be miserable my entire life just because I'm going to get a pension at the end. It just makes no sense to me, but that's why they don't do it, because they're comfortable. They're comfortable being comfortable, but what they should be is comfortable being uncomfortable. Every single day we're doing our job as eBay sellers, we are always uncomfortable. We never know at the beginning if you're going to be able to pay your bills and all that stuff. But eventually you'll get to the point like where we built up our business like we have, where our bills are all paid. I'll tell you guys this, I just paid a massive tax bill. That would probably make people cringe. It was in the 5 figures I paid, and it came right out of my checking account. Where back rolling, I paid that massive amount, but I had enough money saved up where I could pay that massive amount. And it doesn't hurt me. So if I told myself 3 years ago that I was going to pay this amount in taxes, I probably would have just been like, yeah, it's over. I'll never be able to pay that amount in taxes in my life. But yeah, you just gotta grind. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. My husband was so skeptical, but he is now coming around after the money. We find an anniversary trip. Yeah, when you fund trips and you pay off cars and you pay off debt and you pay off student loans and you pay for trips and you pay for new cars and cash and things like that, it all makes sense to some people. So it just takes some time. That's all it is. I'm really impressed with how much your videos have helped your neighbors after Debbie. You're so nice. Debbie's so nice. Debbie's so nice. Chris, Debbie's the nicest. Chris, if you ever say anything mean about Debbie, I'm going to come for you. What's up, Liv? My listing currently has went down since the birth of our son. It is tough. Hey, but that's okay. If you worked 9 to 5, you probably wouldn't be at work every single day either because you just had a son. By the way, sons are crazy, so good luck. Joey's our last baby, and luckily he's our last baby because that boy is crazy. eBay gave my wife changing wealth. Nice. My postal worker used to work for eBay Business. She's good. Nice. Yeah, my postal worker is a good guy. He scans all my packages. I love him. This was me. She'll find years ago. Yeah, it's rough because you're conditioned to, as a young kid, and you're told to work a job like the post office, and like go become a doctor, go become a lawyer, go do all these things that you probably don't really want to do. just because they're comfortable jobs. And if you just did something you love, like every day I wake up, when I used to wake up on Monday mornings and go to the post office, I used to hate it. I used to be like, oh, I'm going into work today. This Monday, I had so much to pack. On Sunday night, I packed up all my orders from that big $10,000 show, and I was like, man, this is a lot of work. But at no time at all was I like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, it was fun. I was like, all right, it sucks that I have to pack these orders up, but I really enjoy packing these orders up because I can see my business growing. Whereas if you're going into work and it's a big, heavy Monday, and the business that you're working for is growing, it's not your business that's growing, it's somebody else's business that's growing. So it really doesn't like reflect on you and make you think like, oh, I'm doing something right here. So yeah, do something you love. You never feel like you work a day in your life. I've heard that many times, and it definitely is true. I always say you have to get to the point. Discomfort motivates you even to make the change. Until then, you will stay stuck. Facts, 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 facts. Have you ever used a VA to list eBay items? No. The only person we've ever paid to list our items is mom. We paid mom. My mother-in-law comes in Monday through Friday and lists items on eBay for us. That's the only person. I've never paid a VA. Never done any of that. It's always been mom. For my first 5 jobs, who were small business owners. Yep. And I'm grateful for my first few jobs too. I worked at Target, taught me a bunch about retail, taught me a bunch about talking to people. It broke me out of my shell because I was really like secluded, and I was able to like conversate with people, just normal customers coming up to me. You definitely take pieces from every one of your retail or your normal 9-to-5 jobs, and you're able to apply them throughout your life. The post office taught me about management. It taught me about bad business and good business, and it also taught me about creating relationships and being able to talk to literally anybody. The cool thing about wearing the postal employee uniform is everybody comes up to you and they feel comfortable with you, no matter who you are, who you look like. I could be black, I could be white, I could be Mexican. It doesn't matter. If I have that postal uniform on, everybody's comfortable coming up to me, and I'm comfortable coming up to everybody and having conversations with them. And I would talk to people. I would talk to kids that were 3 years old that would come up to my truck and be like, hey, the mailman's here. And I would talk to 95-year-olds that literally would talk to nobody all day. I was literally the only person that they saw every single day consistently. And they would just tell me their whole life story while I was sitting there delivering their mail every single day. I learned so much about everything just by doing that job. And that's one reason why I'm able to come on live and talk to you guys every single day, is because I took pieces from that postal job, being able to talk to anybody and everybody. From a homeless guy on the side of the road, I had drug addicts walk up to me as I was delivering mail and just have conversations with me, all the way to, like I said, little kids. And I was able to take all those pieces, and now I can talk to basically everybody. Company gives you good benefits to make you forget about dreams. Exactly. Facts. Yes, I like that. Because people always say like, what about the benefits that you left? And I'm like, if you do the math on the benefits that you would have got at the post office when you retire, it really is nothing. If you do the math on how many hours you work to get paid that little pension paycheck that you're getting it's like nothing. Like, you're wasting all that time when you could have been building a big business. You could have been investing in properties and things like that. You could be making so much more money, but you did it because of a pension and you get to it because of healthcare and all that stuff. And we can go down that whole rabbit hole about healthcare, but yeah, it just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Put aside 25% of each myself for taxes. Yeah. We do that too. We're also, this year, we're going to have to pay. We didn't do quarterly taxes for the last couple of years. This year, with as much as we're selling, we're going to pay quarterly taxes, because you get hit with an 8% fee. I got the hiccup, sorry. You get hit with an 8% fee if you don't pay quarterly taxes. And we would have saved ourselves a couple grand this year if we wouldn't have got hit with that 8% fee. I was watching videos, finally decided to comment, and you have motivated me to put more effort into this and take it more serious. Appreciate you, Joey. Appreciate you being here too. Appreciate you watching the videos. Like I said, more YouTube videos on the way. We've had our head down for the last couple weeks and clearing out stuff, getting some stuff ready. We're going to do some more whatnot content on YouTube too. I've been trying to keep it just eBay related, but a lot of people are asking me whatnot questions, so I'm going to incorporate some eBay questions. We're also probably going to do a thrifting video this week, so we're going to bring that back and go out to thrift stores. I'm just not going to be a consistent poster. I'm not going to be like every Wednesday is a new video. Whenever I can post and make a good quality video, I'm definitely going to put it out. It's fun watching you make your goal. I appreciate you, Debbie. That was fun. The $10,000 show, that just came out of the blue. I was like, you know what? I think we can hit $10,000 today. I saw the numbers. I saw the inventory. I did the math beforehand, and I said, you know what? this could happen. If we just put our heads down, this could happen, and it happened. It happened in 2 hours and 24 minutes too. That was crazy, crazy fast. Hit 10,000 in sales. Haven't seen you in a while. Did you guys reach your goal when you start on Whatnot? The house goal, no. So the reason we didn't hit the house goal is because I didn't do the numbers beforehand. I just set a goal of doing 130K in profit, and then after I got it started, I realized how far off I was after the first. We did 100,000 in sales in like 2.5, 3 months on just Whatnot alone. But to do 130 in profit and doing mostly consigned items, we would have had to do 350 to 400,000 in sales just in those 130 days, which is super duper hard to do. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever do a goal that high again. I think it was fun. I've had a lot of people come to the channel just based off that goal and say, hey, appreciate the goal, appreciate the inspiration. We've tried to do this now because of that goal, because of those videos. So it did do what I wanted it to do. I wanted to inspire some people, but I just wish I would have hit that goal, because just imagine how many more people I would have inspired if they were like, I watched that guy pay off his house in 130 days. If he can do it, I can do it. But we didn't hit that goal. But that's okay. We learned a bunch from that. So every experience matters if you make it matter. Gosh, you're so inspirational, Chris. You almost made me cry right there. I was customer service and retail for 45 years, learned a lot about people from all walks of life. Yep. Retail is fun. Retail is fun. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, it's fun. I worked my way up from working in the back room at Target. That's where I started at Target, and then I worked my way up to manager status. I was a back room team leader, overnight, doing the overnight shift and leading a bunch of guys that were 3 times my age. I learned a lot from that job, so I'll definitely carry that with me for the rest of my life. But well, this turned out to be a fun conversation. It was supposed to be about Whatnot shipping, but you guys kind of led it down a different path, and I'll take it. I appreciate you guys. I am going to head off. I'm going to ship the rest of these orders because tomorrow we have a big Whatnot show. So go bookmark it. It's all brand new with tags. Ralph Lauren, Bad Birdie, and then a bunch of mixed stuff that I have hanging up back there. So come out to the show. It's going to be like last week's show, super fast paced, all brand new with tags. People are going to get steals and deals. And we're going to clear out most of the brand new with tag stuff. And of course, Ralph Lauren, everybody's going to be there for the Ralph Lauren. So come out tomorrow, bookmark the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then iPad giveaway too. So if you buy one item, you're entered in the giveaway. If you haven't signed up for Whatnot, earlier in the chat, I posted a link to sign up for Whatnot. If you just click that link, you'll get $15 for free. Do I still have it in here? Yeah, I still have it. There's the code again. I'll post it in the chat one more time. Code's right there. Post it in the chat. If you sign up to that link, you get $15 spent absolutely free on Whatnot. Use it tomorrow. That's going to be the live you want to use it for. So got to get signed up. Yeah, click that link. It's right there. It's literally free money. I'm not trying to scam you. Nothing. It's not like I'm saying like sign up for this and I'm going to steal your credit card information. It's literally you click that link. Whatnot says, hey, K-Way sent you here. So here's $15 credit. You get to use that credit on anybody's auction on Whatnot. It's just a way for Whatnot to like suck you in and be like, all right, we'll give you $15 for free, knowing that you're going to love the experience and you're going to buy more and more from us. So click that link. It also supports the channel too. So are you doing lives? I see the comments. Yeah. So I got you over here. Boom. That's your comment right there. And then I got Tina, who I just read. She's over on Facebook. So I'm doing a cross live right now. I'm using Restream, and I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So I have 53 total people watching me on all platforms. So yeah. My daughter bought off your last 2 shows she listed today. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Appreciate you. All right. I'm going to head off. You'll probably see me tomorrow morning, maybe shipping orders. If not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Just look out for the Instagram stories. Giveaways tomorrow night show too. We're probably going to give away like $60 in gift cards and stuff all throughout the show. So make sure you come out, have some fun.